Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. Today's video, we're going to talk about get your medications now, right? Stock up on what you can. Now, that being said, guys, their medications can expire. So I would say stocking up on a lot just for them to expire in 6 months to a year. Yes, obviously that's a bad deal. But if you have medications that go beyond a year, I would say right now, try to pile as much as you can or calculate how much you use, and that's how much you should get. The Chinese right now, guys, they have cornered the market in raw material or active pharmaceutical ingredients around the world. So they have the majority of the active pharmaceutical ingredients, them and India to be exact. 90% of our active pharmaceutical ingredients, raw ingredients that is, comes from abroad, the majority of that coming from China and India. Now the issue with this is that the Chinese and or India for that matter, because they teamed up with China, can use this as leverage against whatever country they want to use leverage for or whatever they want to leverage. So whether it's a deal or some kind of fucking export or import or something to their liking or freeing a fucking Chinese national, whatever it is, they can use that as leverage. And they can also threaten an entire nation with that. Well, if you don't give us what we want, we're going to withhold X amount of insulin from you. So again, guys, a lot of the materials those two countries hold. There was a politician, her name is Diane Harshberg. I think if I'm not mistaken, she's a Republican. She's also a physician, sorry. She has been sounding the alarm about this for many years. Now, this was new to me. I knew that there was medication shortages here and there. I didn't know how deep it went. I know a lot of you guys have known about this and you have even mentioned it in the comment section below. But now that I'm actually reading about this, I'm like, this is pretty bad. Now, being that I don't take medications, it's sort of for me, but I guess somewhere down the line I might need medications of some kind. But I know that many Americans, millions, tens of millions, take medications on a daily basis for a lot of shit, if not hundreds of millions. Take medications every day for different things. And with the Chinese guys, with the possibility, of the Chinese withholding this can definitely become an issue that can kill a lot of people in the long run. So China also gets its active pharmaceutical ingredients from China. They get about 70%. So China also gives, if I'm not mistaken, they ship about 90% of their raw materials, active pharmaceutical ingredients, to the United States as well for the little bit of drugs that we actually make here. Keep in mind, the large majority of our pharmaceutical drugs come from out of the country. Again, depends on what these countries want to do, guys. They know right now they have that power. If they want to, again, leverage anything against us, it would be that. And they can absolutely kill millions, if not hundreds of millions of Americans off with withholding certain drugs. For example, insulin, heart medications, cancer medications. A lot of these medications, guys, can be withheld and can kill off a lot of Americans. They could do the same to the UK, they can do the same to fucking Australia, New Zealand, certain parts of Africa. They can withhold what they want, and there's not much we can do about it other than going straight to war. But this is why China's doing what they're doing with their structure, their military structure, strengthening it, building it, making it larger. Now, India manufactures most of the generic drugs. If I'm not mistaken, a lot of the pharmaceutical companies here, they do create their own drugs, but it's the popular, if you will, drugs, and then the generic ones, the cheaper versions, come out of China and India. So what we could do in the United States is switch gears and start building generic drugs here. Don't know why we're not doing it now, especially, again, with this fucking contentious relationship with China and Russia. We should be like, you know what? Let's pump the brakes on that. Let's start making our own drugs, and if not more of them, so we don't come into problems down the line. Now, yes, I know some of you are going to say insurance companies are going to start fucking knocking it or charging too much or whatever it is. Let the fucking politicians deal with that if they're going to deal with that. And if not, we fucking take control of it. And we take control of it by force. It's like the only other way. Either we trust the politicians or we do it by force. See, that's the only two avenues we have to go down. So there was a bill, and this is the bill that was presented early this year. It's by Mike Gallagher It's called Protecting Our Pharmaceutical Supply Chain from China Act of 2022, also known as HR 7121. So this is a bill that would essentially have us start making more of our pharmaceutical drugs here in this country, or trusting other countries, I guess like England, maybe New Zealand, Australia, to make those drugs for us as well. But I don't know why we are not shifting gears, or switching gears, sorry, and making more of our supplies here. After what's gone on in the last 2 years, after watching so-called relationships melt down, we should be building our own, rather making our own items here. Whether that's pharmaceutical or microchips, guys, we should be making it here. And I get it that a lot of the raw metals come from other parts of the country. Well, we can find other places in the world to make those chips. I know down in South America, for example, there's a lot of raw metals that can make those computer chips that we need for whether cars or actual computers. There's an answer to everything, guys. It's a solution for everything. We just have to come up with the solutions. It's that simple. Again, the United States government flounder this, and here's the reason why it's an interest for the United States government. Because the United States government, guys, believe it or not, have family members that are going to be affected by this. This is probably why Mr. Mike Gallagher threw this into play. Meanwhile, Diane Harshberger, if that's her name, she's been fucking sounding this alarm for years. Now someone's finally listening. Now it's not too late, because while the relationship with China is still there, while that phone line is still open, we can still get drugs. But while we are growing tired of one another, if you will, we should definitely be coming up with another plan to pivot. Now, for those of you that are dependent on some kind of drug, the website that I'm going to put below, that's going to let you know what's in short, what's not in short, or what will be coming, what shortages will be coming soon with those drugs. So you are going to need to pay close attention to that website and see what's what and what's not. And if you see a shortage coming, do yourself a favor and get a couple of, I guess, vials or doses of whatever you need, so that you're not fucking begging for it after you run out, or you're not fucking talking to your doctor and your doctor's assigning you a new medication that's gonna fuck you up. Because the other problem too, guys, is with medications, if you switch it, you can have an adverse reaction to that new medication. You can have a good reaction to it. You can have a bad reaction to it. 9 times out of 10, it's a bad one. 9 times out of 10, it'll give you cotton mouth, or it'll fucking dry your eyeballs out, or shrink your dick, or some shit. So if you want to stay with the medication you're currently taking, pay attention to what's on shortage and what's not, and what's coming. That's the best advice I can give to you, because I don't have medication. Now, my wife does take albuterol. She's putting albuterol away. Now, albuterol lasts about a year, but they're also saying that it can go 6 months past. It's not that once the medication hits a year, it's done. No, it starts losing its potency after a year. So again, some of them even start losing their potency soon after 6-8 months. So guys, other than that, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.